focused, let's talk about breaking it down. Now that you know the focus of your 90-day plan, we have to break it down into phases, weeks, and daily action steps. So creating a successful 90-day plan involves so much more than just setting goals. It is about breaking down these goals into manageable phases, weeks, and daily action steps. This way, you're not just focused on the end goal, but also on the actions needed to get there. So here's how we kind of do it in a nutshell. You've got one big focus, one big area that needs refining in your business. We break that down into 3 phases. That's 4 weeks and 1 set of daily action steps. So phase 1, setting the stage. For people doing their first ever 90-day plan, I find that this phase is a lot of research, refinement, tweaking. There's usually some type of overhaul once you get into the group. Again, in the group, we do our first call, and there's usually some tweaks you need to make on your website, or you need to reshift your pricing model. So this phase is often bare minimum in terms of your daily action, but there's usually some bigger tasks that you need to tackle. So consider what you want to achieve in 90 days, and it's about breaking it down into tangible monthly objectives. Now, in the first 30 days, is also the time to identify potential obstacles and devise strategies to overcome them. So this can be like, I've realized that I really self-sabotage when it comes to reaching out for PR opportunities. So this is a strategy I'm going to put in place over the remaining 90 days to make sure that I can move through that challenge. The point here in this phase is to set realistic, be consistent targets here. It's not about biting off more that you can chew and hustling like a motherfucker for 90 days and being completely burnt out at the end. It's about going, okay, I want to ramp up my social media. How about for the first month, I post once a week? If you're going from posting never before, first month, I'm going to post once a week. The second month, I'm going to post twice a week consistently. The third month, I'm going to post 3 times a week consistently. You've layered up your activity. It's like going to the gym. The first day you're going to start 10 minutes on the treadmill. The next week you're going to do 15, then you're going to do 20, and before you know it, you're running marathons. But you didn't start and walk in there and start doing 47,000 kilometers on your very first day. Your weekly tasks during this phase could involve extra things like researching, planning, preparing. It might include like reading relevant materials, brainstorming ideas, outlining strategies. And the main point here is remember that consistency is key. Even those really, really small actions lead up to really big results over time. Okay, phase 2. So this is really that day 30 to 60. This is where we start to gain momentum. The second month is about gaining momentum. You've set the stage. Now it's time to put your plans into action. This phase is all about implementation and optimization. So you'll start really executing those strategies, going to another level with the type of activity that you've committed to, and really dedicating yourself to tracking that progress. This is where you add in that second phase of action. If you said 1 social media post a month in the first month, let's go 2. If you said you were going to deliver 100 flyers a week, let's amp that up and do 250 flyers a week in phase 2. So on a weekly basis, review your results, adjust your strategies. And what I mean by adjust your strategy is not necessarily change your strategy entirely, because you don't want to do that. The point is to stick with one strategy for 90 days to get enough data to know whether it's working or not. But you can refine within that. So let's say you're posting a reel every single day. You can refine within that the types of hooks that you use, the type of keywords that you're adding, the whether you use trending audios or more brand appropriate audios. So you can refine and adjust your strategies as needed, but don't change your strategy. Your daily tasks will probably be more action orientated, such as like making outreach calls, posting on social media, engaging with clients. And don't forget to celebrate your wins along the way, because they keep you motivated to push forward. Every single week in our Sunday check-in, we do your high point of the week and low point of the week, because it's important to acknowledge both. All right, phase 3, this is day 60 to 90, and it's about finishing strong. This is the final month, and you're now in the home stretch. And this phase is about maximizing efforts, making final adjustments, and really holding on. This is the point where people get really distracted. So don't get distracted. Don't shift strategy. Don't take your foot off the brake. Keep going. Your weekly tasks should focus on reviewing progress, identifying all areas of improvement, and making necessary small tweaks within those strategies to fine-tune things, engaging more deeply with your audience and ramping up your sales efforts. And the main point here is really do not take your foot off the brake. You're just starting to build that momentum, and there's so much more we can do. So I want to share a little example about my client, Amy, restarting her photography company, which she had built very successful in the past, took some time off raising her kids, and now wants to get back into. So her focus around this is sales and visibility, obviously, and building back up that reputation. So in month 1, she was reworking her website. She was going through her pricing and offers. She was working on her marketing plan. And she was starting to really amp up that social media plan. So posting 3 times a week, she was starting to put up local flyers again and just kind of like building back up her confidence and her position with how she wanted to move going forward. Month 2, we started adding in reels to her social media plan, analyzing the best performing content that was coming out. And she was still doing the local flyers, but she also implemented adding a 10% discount to local businesses for headshots. And this had a really, really great result. She was also reaching out to friends for referrals. In month 3, we were doing everything from month 1 and 2, but also implementing local influencer strategies with a well-known business. She was doing more flyers and posters, social media posting daily. And then she decided to host a local headshot day for businesses, which worked really, really well because of the work she had done in the previous months to build up her visibility, especially around businesses and headshots. And then she was also starting to post in local Facebook groups. And Amy's well on her way to a multiple 6-figure year with her photography business, especially focusing on business photography and those headshot days as well. Remember, the power of a 90-day plan lies in its ability to break down large goals into manageable daily actions. By focusing on these actions, you achieve more significant progress and you keep the momentum going. So take the time to plan out your 90 days, break it down into phases, weeks, and daily action steps, and watch as the success unfolds. And the best part is we get to do it all together in the 90-day challenge. Let's fucking go, baby.